Hello, my name is Lee of Lee's Temple, and this is a full moon and Capricorn reading for fire signs. It's been a minute since I've posted on YouTube. A lot has changed, the way I connect with spirit and my ancestors, and the way I want to connect with the collective. I'm trying to find ways to be intentional about the messages that I share and input my own spiritual and political beliefs, because it's important for me to deliver messages that are for liberation, particularly for Black and brown folks, and also the disconnection of engagement with harmful white supremacy ideology and systems and structures. So if that doesn't vibe with you, please feel free to leave what doesn't resonate and take what does. But that is going to be the goal for me moving forward. So with all that being said, please bear with me as I figure out the new ways in which I want to engage on this platform. I also produce content on Instagram, and I have a website where you can book sessions and buy products if you'd like Florida water, a road opener oil, and I'll link all of that below. Alright, so let's get started. As I said, this will be a full moon and Capricorn reading for for fire signs. This could be for your sun, moon, or rising. Let me see. So first I'll just ask some general questions to spirits, to guides, and the first one will be what energy that you can expect to receive or to experience during this full moon cycle, internally or externally. And then I'll ask for ways in which you can remain grounded and stable and nurture yourself during this cycle. And last, I'll just ask for general messages and advice from spirit. All right, so to get started, energy, my fire signs expect. Energy. Cycle. All right. So I pulled the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. And it is a collective reading, so I'll say some of you, or I'll put certain cards into groups, group 1 or group 2, just to make sure that the message is getting to who it needs to get to. But I'm sorry if it's too generalized. So for some of you, if this resonates, the Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups, I'm getting that you may be wanting to start something, you're wanting to move forward and you're getting blockages, or with the Seven of Cups, you're not sure which direction to go into. You're like, well, would this be a good option for me? What about this option? There might be a lot of shiny new objects in front of your face and you don't know which one to pick, but you're ready to just gallop towards it. And I'm hearing that you need a pause. And this message has been coming up and up across all readings. You need to pause, reconnect with your intuition. Ask yourself, is cup 1, what does that offer me? What energy will it bring into my life? What type of relationships will it bring into my life? Cup 5 may look blingy and nice, and you're like, oh, it'll bring me in a lot of money, or it'll bring in this type of opportunity, but at what cost? Will you have to compromise? Will this situation allow you to be authentic? Maybe there's a happy medium within cup 3. Whatever the situation is, it's up to you to use your intuition to figure out what's the best choice for you and what's the best choice for your loved ones. You may be involved in certain partnerships right now, and so it's important that you take in their thoughts and feelings into consideration, but not to the detriment of your own well-being. I'm getting don't be impulsive at this time. Really take your time to sit and decide on the course of action that you want to move in. After the full, I'm getting really take this cycle to sit with yourself. That's my cat, sorry. To sit with yourself, connect with your intuition, investigate every option, investigate every potential avenue that comes your way, so that you know you're making a decision stable and clear-headed. Let me see. Energy. Might be coming in. Fire signs. I think it was air signs. I got the death card again. So what I pulled was the Fool card and the death card. Again, I'm getting some of you are very excited about a new phase in your life, or excited about a new transition. For those of you who aren't excited, it's time to just take that leap. Especially with the death and Fool, it's about beginnings and endings for me. So during this moon cycle, you may be experiencing a lot of endings, but it's so that you can start this new phase, a new cycle in your life clear. of any baggage, of any outdated karmic partnerships or contracts, clear of doubt, clear of anxiety, clear of parts of yourself that need to be recycled and transmuted in a different way so that you can engage with the energy in a more effective way in this next phase of your life, if that makes sense. Let's see what else comes in. Ask yourself, have the ways that you've been interacting with your loved ones and with your jobs, with your contracts, what parts of those dynamics need to die or need to be released or need to be transmuted into a new way? I feel like this is less about endings for you all and more about transmutation. If that's not that word. Transformation is what I'll say. And the word recycling keeps coming up. I feel like some of these situations might not be ending, but they're just shifting and adapting to meet the needs, your needs at this time. And now's the time to reimagine what a lot of these jobs, relationships can look like in this current time. How do you want to show up authentic, your true self? Sorry, I've been having trouble with that word. What dynamics have been repressing you, or how have you been repressing yourself, your emotions, your expression, your authentic opinions about certain things? Maybe the way you communicate with other people needs to also change. Maybe you hold back your feelings. Now's the time to express them. Or maybe you need to write or put them into a song or into a dance, whatever it needs to look like for you. Maybe the way you navigate relationships need to change. I'm getting, perhaps you have participated in more traditional relationships, whether platonic or romantic, and you want to switch that up. What does non-hierarchical relationships look like? What does romance in your friendships look like moving forward? In terms of work, what does working from home look like? Or what does starting your own business look like for you? What does it look like to exist outside of the hamster wheel of capitalism, to create your own schedule? The overall message here is take charge of your life by taking charge of the rituals and the dynamics and relationships that you are engaged in. Okay. Alrighty. So for one half of you, I'm getting that this is about a certain opportunity that may be coming in, and you've been a little confused about which option to choose, and now's the time to sit with yourself, sit with your intuition, check in with your gut, evaluate, look through a magnifying glass of each option about what fits you now in this time, what's authentic, what is going to improve your well-being, what is going to allow you to compromise the least. For the other of you, this is more about relationships and jobs, switching up certain dynamics, injecting them your partnerships with new energy, with new life, and jumping into something new. Things are not necessarily ending, but they're transforming to meet your needs at this time. Be your most authentic self. It doesn't matter what your family, if they don't support you during this process, I've been saying cut it off and cut it out. I feel like some of you have been involved in certain dynamics for a very long time that hold you back, and maybe you've been feeling the symptoms physically, and it's because you've been keeping your true feelings, your true thoughts to yourself, or people haven't really been supporting you, expressing how you really feel about a situation, so you've been dimming your light to make other people feel comfortable, and that needs to stop right now. Okay, the ones who really love about you will be with you during this transition phase. They might not be changing in the same way, and that's okay as long as they support you. And if your jobs if they don't really respect who you are as a human being, then you need to transition from that job. All right, moving on. Yep, Chariot card came out. Just go for it. Trust yourself. Trust in your abilities. I feel like some of you have been thinking about this process for a very long time, and you've been dragging your feet, but the Chariot card is saying just go for it. You got it. And even if the wheels fall off, that's all right. You can do some maintenance, do a tune-up, and keep on pushing it. Okay. So what are some ways that my fire signs can stay grounded and nurture themselves during this process? It actually feels a lot lighter than some other side readings that I've done for this full moon cycle, so I'm actually a bit excited about that. I feel like you're burning through, as the fire signs you are, burning through easily what no longer serves you, or what no longer, not only what longer serves you, but what is no longer authentic for you at this time. All right, so fire signs. Pulled the Five of Wands and Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands with me is about hard work. Okay, wait a minute. It's about hard work. It's about feeling like you need to do everything by yourself. It's like taking on obligations that you don't have the time or energy for. It's about being like, I'm just honestly being stubborn and being like, I'm gonna do this anyways, even though it drains me, even though it doesn't feel right, even though it doesn't feel authentic. And now it's time to cut that off. Change the narrative that you can do everything by yourself, that you don't need anybody else, because you do. We're humans, we're tribal by nature. White supremacy has taught us, has this drinking the Kool-Aid of individualism, and it's not conducive to a healthy individual or a healthy community. So find ways that you can ask for help and accept the help that comes in. With the Five of Wands, there may be some fighting going on internally or externally. If it's in terms of relationships, I feel like you may have been arguing about a specific thing for a very long time. This could be the way that the relationship is going. This could be, fighting with coworkers, and I'm getting like release it and let that go during this full moon cycle. If it's meant for you, it'll come back. It'll come back better. It'll come back more aligned with you. If not, mourn it, go through that process, but know that something better is on the other side. If it's internally, stop fighting with yourself. I feel like some of you have been going back and forth about what it is that you need to do, or who it is that you want to become. It's just like, let yourself free. That's what honestly, that's what I'm hearing. Unburden yourself. Don't worry about what other people might think. Don't worry about what opportunities might be blocked from you being your authentic self, because if it's meant for you, it'll accept and respect all of you, all of your layers, all of your flaws, all of the good things that are about you. It'll respect and accept. Acceptance and respect. Okay. Let's see what else. Ways to stay grounded. Again, I pulled the King of Wands. What came in for me, I'm seeing this king, but I'm seeing him be like flamboyant. I'm seeing a flamboyant king. He's very charming. And this may be you, or this may be, I feel like some of you, like I said, have been dimming your light for other people for a little while. It's time to stop doing that. Show up and show out is what I'm hearing. Tap into your creative energy. Tap into, energy of lushness and abundance and pleasure and play. And channel that into your relationships, into your work. Allow your authenticity to guide you. Some of you may be called to also, I feel like once you show up your authentic self, it's going to inspire others around you to do the same. You'll be a leader. And maybe if your partner, if your coworker say, hey, look at fire sign being their true self, doing the damn thing, getting the opportunities, getting the bag, getting the well-being, I can do that too. I feel like you're meant to lead others and show them how to show up in spaces authenticity. I can't say that word. And how to collaborate with other people, All right. So I feel like you'll get through this moon cycle by being yourself. And nurture themselves. Oh, I completely skipped the question of what needs to be released. Sorry. Let me flip it in reverse. What needs to be released at this time? What do the fire signs feel like? that go up. So ready to just go on the other side of that full moon. That Knight of Wands energy, ready to just press on. Let me see what needs to be released. Ooh, ooh, all right, let's get into it. Like some of y'all have been avoiding this releasing process. You've just been ready to just go for it in Chariot energy, which definitely with that Chariot card, definitely with the Chariot card, it is time to put your energy towards your new goals and your new passions, but I do feel like there needs to be this processing and releasing process first. So let me see what pops up. The Moon card, Three of Swords, and the King of Pentacles, which was in reverse. So with the Three of Swords, let me do group 1, group 2, group 3, or maybe all if the messages resonate. But with group 1, what I'm getting is that there was heartbreak in the past or some sort of betrayal in the past that you've been avoiding dealing with, those emotions that came up, and I'm getting it's time to process and it's time to release. And don't let this previous heartbreak stop you from moving forward in the future. Call on your ancestors, spirit guides, whatever it is that you believe in to help you heal during this process. Really sit with your feelings. Do not avoid, hop, skip, or jump over them. Sit with it and release. You don't have to be attached. You don't have to become attached. You just have to acknowledge. You don't have to do anything. Sorry, let me stop saying you have to. I advise you to, really sit with your emotions and feelings about the situation and release them, whatever that needs to look like for you. I'm not going to tell you what healing has to look like. I just advise that process happens during this full moon. Okay. So from others, the Moon card for me is about illusions, and it's also about spiritual gifts. For some of you, you've been avoiding certain spiritual gifts that you have. Maybe you're a medium. Maybe you also read the cards, and you've been maybe dibbling and dabbling, but too scared to really jump in. For some of you, getting the message that it's time to start connecting with your gifts and with your spirit guides and ancestors. For some of you, this may be about illusions that others are placing on you or that you're placing on yourself. What are some certain narratives that you have that are holding you back and restricting you? You're saying, I can't show up in this space and be my true self, or I can't be in relationships like how I really want to be. Cut it out and cut it off. It's just holding you back. You can be and navigate relationships how you want to. You can show up in spaces being your true self. Find those spaces or create them. Co-create them with other people, like-minded individuals. There's room for you. You deserve to show up and be your true self. You deserve to have relationships that are fulfilling and authentic to you. You just have to change those narratives about what you can and cannot have, about what you can and cannot achieve. All right. Whether you use the King of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this goes back to that Knight of Wands energy. It's been a slow process for some of you, figuring out who it is that you want to be, who are you in deep in your heart space. Sorry, that made me think of another term that kind of back to this card. Sorry, I get kind of distracted. But anyways, who you are authentically, what it is that you want out of life, what type of relationships you want to be involved in, what type of jobs you want. It could have been a slow process, figuring this all out, and you may have gotten frustrated about it, but it's okay. It's part of life. We're always changing, we're always evolving, so you're almost always having to reintroduce yourself to yourself, and that's okay. It's a part of life. Don't judge yourself, don't judge the process. Once this full moon is over and you've released and you've nurtured yourself, I feel like you're going to come out on the other side having a clearer picture of who you are at this time in your life and what you want. Alrighty. See, so to recap, what I have so far for some of you, you're wanting to push through, you're wanting to start this new phase in your life, but you feel like you may have been blocked or stopped, and it's okay, just trust the process. If you have been presented with certain options or opportunities, make sure you're investigating all of them and choose the ones that feel the most authentic for you. Choose the ones that also feed back into you and will help you grow and help you connect. You don't have to do everything by yourself. That's also been a message across readings. I'm also getting that certain relationships or certain partnerships won't be ending necessarily, but they may be changing and adapting in ways that you've been afraid to initiate, okay? But with the full card, it's meant for you to just jump in and imagine what what it is that you want. Imagine it first, daydream about it, and then initiate it. You know, and allow yourself to be changed through this process. Don't fear it. Nothing is meant to stay exactly the same forever, okay? Since we're always changing, our relationships are always changing, our maybe our careers are always changing, our environments are changing right alongside with us. I'm getting before this new phase starts, there are some things maybe you're needing to process and release. For some of you, it may be heartbreak, previous betrayal. For some of you, it may be a blockage to your spiritual gifts or to illusions or certain narratives that being placed on you or that you're experiencing through anxiety. And finally, some of you may have been frustrated with the slow process of discovering yourself, figuring out what it is that you want, or feeling like opportunities have been blocked. But just trust the process, trust in your spirit guides, trust in source, that you'll be okay. And it's just part of life, figuring it out. All right, so that being said, I'll go into general messages or advice from spirit guides, ancestors, source. Let's see. Ooh. Connect with your fire energy during this cycle. Do a candle cleanse and releasing ceremony. Write something down, burn it safely. Fire safety, you know, only you can prevent forest fires. This has been really fun. This has been a fun reading, Fireside. Thank you for this energy. Okay, let's see. King of Pentacles came back out. Just trust the process is what I'm getting. Slow and steady wins the race. Again, do not be impulsive during this time. I feel like the changes that you're going through now and the steps that you're taking to be authentic, I can't say that word, you know what I mean, is building a strong foundation for you in the future, and building a strong foundation for authentic divine partnerships and jobs and new structures. Okay. Messages. Messages for fire signs. Some of you may need to do some singing. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe you like to write songs or just sing, whatever it may be. Tap into your creativity. It'll help you to circulate that energy. Messages from the fire signs. Ooh, came out. Page of Wands, Temperance card. Yep. Page of Wands, I'm getting a new initiation process, a new project starting, you really tapping into your imagination, to your creativity, to masculine energy. I don't mean male, female genders, just mean the energy of action. But before, you need to tap into temperance and find balance. Figure out what skills and resources that you have, and what you can put together, to create the reality that you want, to create the opportunities that you want, to create the relationships that you want. But you have to do all of this manifesting from a place of balance and from a place of clarity about who you are and what you want. And so that when it's time to start this new phase in your life, you're grounded. All right, I'll pull one more card. Let's see. Already at 23 minutes. I'm sorry for fire signs. Fast. All right, the Sun card. I love to see it, especially with fire sign reading. Just know that you're okay. Everything's gonna be fine. On the other side of this full moon in Capricorn and Pluto. And I'm not saying that there's any Capricorn, Pluto, this energy can be tough, but I don't like to demonize energy, or I don't know if that's the word. I'll talk too negatively about energy, because it's something for us to work through and manage intentionally. But with the Sun card, what I'm getting is it's okay to be hopeful. It's okay to feel good about your future. You don't have to feel guilty or shame about that. Allow yourself to feel hope. I feel like that can be fuel for you moving forward. Again, tap into that youthful energy. Do some inner child healing work. Do some inner child play. Be intentional about bringing pleasure and joy into your life, whatever that needs to look like. Do the things that make you feel good. And don't feel judgment, or don't feel shame or guilt around that. Alright, so overall I'm feeling good about the Sun card energy. I just feel like some new rays are going to be beaming in after this full moon to really cleanse you and to stabilize you, and allow yourself to receive this energy, fire signs. All right, so I wish you a healing and just a healing full moon, blessings and abundance.